welcome to episode 56 of All the Books, the official podcast of the David A. Howe Public Library. I'm Eric Mickles.
And I'm Nick Gunning.
Hey, man.
Hi.
All right.
How are you?
I was just trying to be cordial.
Oh, okay. I thought
we talk about book news, author news, and literary events.
Yeah.
You think we don't talk about literary events, but we do.
No, I know. You're right. You said
Yeah.
with the, because we talk about all the awards and things.
Those are literary events.
Things go, book shots, obviously a
Yeah,
literary
every time a book shot comes out, oh my gosh, I didn't look to see if there's any
Literary
book shots
event.
coming out this week.
Book shots are coming out of every hole in this library.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
is they come in,
Yeah.
we just have to cram them all sorts of places
Yeah.
because there's so many of them.
Yeah, it's a good thing we're getting our vents clean then.
I've read one.
Which
I've
one?
read one book shot.
Oh, wait. Did you already talk about it?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called now.
Okay.
It was fine. It was good. It was a fast-paced thing. Actually, well, we'll get into that in a minute.
Sure.
Today
we
we're
sure
going to
will.
talk. We're going to talk a little Lonely Hearts Book Club.
Yeah.
Young adult style.
What?
So
Stay out of my
I know
young
we haven't
adult
done
books.
one of these since Why Not Join the Giraffes? I think so.
That's true.
Been a while.
Yeah.
So we're going to go back into that.
It's been a while.
But first, we're going to talk about what's up, what we've been reading.
Yeah, what is up? What
a
did
little
you do this weekend?
reader's advisory here.
Oh, we're not talking about what we did this weekend.
Sure, we can talk
No,
about
I didn't do anything.
what we do this weekend. Well, I'll tell you, I rewatched The Force Awakens,
Oh, nice.
and I still like it.
Good,
Still holds
yeah.
up. Still feels Star
Bold.
Warsy to me. Yeah.
So
I know.
You didn't do so during the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. You watched Star Wars.
Huh.
You're
Fair
a
point.
monster.
Fair point.
Did you do anything Star Trekky?
No.
Oh boy,
I know.
I read some reviews
Wow,
for.
that seems like a huge mistake on my part.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not as big as Paramount's mistake.
Yeah,
but
Paramount
doing
dropped
nothing
the
for the
ball.
50th anniversary.
They
of Star
didn't
Trek.
release Star Trek Beyond on the
No.
50th anniversary.
No.
They didn't have the show ready for the 50th. They could have premiered the new show.
I know.
50th anniversary.
I know.
Would have
Would've
gotten
been perfect.
crazy ratings.
It would have.
Like when.
Well,
when
obviously, I mean that the movie would have done way
Yeah.
better if it would have been part
Yeah.
of like a big 50th
even if it didn't do
anniversary banner.
even if it just did the same business, they wouldn't have had anything to lose. They would have just been able to spend less on advertising.
Yeah.
Because like when Bond came out, when Skyfall
yeah, it
came
was
out,
everywhere.
it was the 50th. Yeah, I remember everybody talking about it.
Yeah.
It was all over the internet. People
It's a cultural phenomenon.
nonstop rankings.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mother was ranking the Bond films.
Oh, I know.
I remember sitting down and watched all the Bond films in preparation for
Yeah.
Skyfall.
I know.
So like, Star Trek could have had.
Big swing and a miss. I have checked out our latest installment of the IDW Star Trek series, but I haven't read it yet.
What was I going to tell you? Oh, I read somebody was doing a retrospect game review, and they reviewed not the one you played. It was Star Trek Elite Force 2.
Yeah.
So
I played it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't like it so much as Elite
It's
Force
not as
1.
good. I mean,
Okay.
Star Trek Voyager Elite Force
Right.
took up the majority of my time in college.
Yeah, sure.
My whole dorm floor.
Huh.
We just sat. We played co-op. It was great. It was
Yeah.
an amazing. That's the one good Star Trek game, if you ask me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Boy, we've turned off so many listeners right now. they're clicking over to
Sorry.
anything else going on.
No, but like Paramount, we don't have anything else to say about Star Trek on
No.
this 50th anniversary.
No, I
Go
guess
back and
that's
listen to All the Books Beyond. What was
Yeah.
that? Episode
48, I think.
Sure.
I'll fact check that while you tell us
talked
what
all
we're reading.
about-
It's episode 48.
All
All
right.
the books beyond. Eric, me, and my brother Steve talk Star Trek in episode 48.
Sure do.
So for our bookmark segment, let's discuss what we've been reading.
All right. Let's see. I finished Ruta Sepetys' book "Salt to the Sea." It takes place in winter 1945. It's about
Okay.
4 teenagers
Uh-huh.
trying to survive. They get to the I don't remember the ship's name. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Okay.
The Wilhelm Gustloff. Are you familiar with the ship's name?
No.
It is the largest maritime disaster in history.
Oh, wow.
But nobody really knows about it.
Yeah.
9,000 people on this ship.
Wow.
About 1,000 people survived.
Where's Leo? Why he's not
Yeah.
doing that movie?
So, how many people died in the Titanic?
Oh, I don't know.
It wasn't 8,000.
Probably not.
So, this was set during the Operation Hannibal, or are you familiar with this, where Germany was trying to evacuate
No.
as the Soviet Union was on its way?
No, teach me. Inform me.
So it follows the story of these 4 teenagers trying to get out of Germany as that's happening. They all have a secret, but sometimes the
Sure.
secret's like, okay.
So, and this is a young adult.
This
book?
is a young adult book,
Okay.
yeah.
New?
She wrote the series, the book Between Shades of Grey, which is a popular one. Not 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh.
Has nothing to do with that.
It's not like a midquel to 50 Shades of Grey.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right. 50
so
Shades of Grey, Rogue
each
One.
chapter switches between the 4 characters.
Okay.
Each chapter is like maybe a page and a half, maybe 2.5 pages.
Okay.
It reads quickly, but the problem is every chapter ends with like but it wouldn't erase what he did. And it's like, it does that like 50 times. And by the time The Secret came, like, I didn't care about the secrets. Also, the book, the cover is a bunch of life preserves sit out in the ocean, out in the empty sea, out in the cold, stormy sea.
Okay.
The book is called Salt to the Sea. The description talks about the ship and maritime disaster. It's, everything you read is about this. For 300 pages, we don't even get to the boat.
Wow.
So, not that you want to,
that.
like, draw... The shipwreck itself only lasts, I think, maybe, like, 50 minutes in real time. So, it's a quick shipwreck.
I mean, it's not shipwreck related, but I have a similar complaint about the book that I'm going to tell you
Okay.
about. Same
so,
kind of thing.
No, it's still good, and they still cover some stuff about World War II. And the shipwreck scene is pretty, brutal. It's good. It reminds me of why I like to read so many, like, World War II fiction books when I was a kid, you know, about teenagers. Yeah. Like, I would have ate this up when I was a kid. Weird. I still liked it.
Well, that's good.
So, you didn't read that much? Like
World War II?
Well, in fifth grade, we did a lot on the Holocaust. So we read a lot of, like, books on, people surviving the Holocaust.
Yeah, you know what? I've actually never read The Diary of Anne Frank.
Oh, okay.
Have you read it?
Yes.
Is it good?
Yeah, I read it. I mean, it's one of those things that you can't really...
Right.
I'm not going to say anything bad about
She's
it.
a terrible writer.
Yeah, why doesn't she? No. So, this was good. I would definitely recommend this to young and old.
I respect your decision not to vamp on
the
writing of The Diary of Anne Frank. That was very smart.
So, no, I had read that and some other stuff too, but I can't remember because I didn't...
Is that what kicked you off in interest, though? Diary of Anne Frank as a child?
I can't remember if that's what we started on.
Okay.
We read some other stuff, and I can't remember the titles of it in that class. But
well,
I used to... I mean, I Survived, I think, also. The I Survived series.
Oh, yeah. Still going strong.
So I would definitely suggest Salt to the Sea if you have a kid who's growing up and, has read all the I Survived books and you need something a little older for him, Salt to the Sea, or Adrift, if you remember that
So
one.
it puts a nice focus on, like, the actual history as well. I mean,
I mean, it talks about the art room. I can't remember what it's called.
I know what you mean, but I can't help you with the name.
The Golden Room, the Gem. I don't remember. Yeah. Hitler's like secret hidden art collection that is still lost. They talk about that and Poland. How they got invaded. So
and where we have this right in the collection.
In the young adult section.
New young adult or just a regular?
No, it did come out this year though.
Okay.
I think it came out like in March.
Okay.
Maybe even earlier than that.
Okay. So we got it, folks.
Yeah. I read Cardboard by Doug TenNapel, creator of Earthworm Jim.
Right. Yeah, so, I keep hearing about this. I mean,
Cardboard?
About you, but I read. I don't know. I can't remember what I was reading.
Came out in 2012
or something. Really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's the one who's written Ghostopolis and Bad Island.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
The Newt series, Tommysaurus Rex. Okay. So he's got like this market on like young adult.
Maybe I'm just remembering you talking about it.
Yeah. Well, I just got it. I had to read it to decide if it was juvenile or young adult. It's juvenile.
Okay.
I mean, his books always kind of read like they could be for an older audience too.
Okay.
The adults are always like so sad in these books, like these like sad sacks. It's kind of funny. His art makes them just look like beaten down and worn by the wind, but it's good. It's about a kid who his dad brings him home a cardboard box for his birthday, but the cardboard can come alive. So the creations go crazy.
All right.
I read Star Wars Lando, and so did you.
I did, yeah.
Otherwise, we both agree it should be called Star Wars Lobot.
Yeah.
The character from Empire Strikes Back, the bald white man with the device over his ears, who's kind of a robot. We learn all about him.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he was a character I wanted to know.
Me neither.
But I enjoyed it.
It was kind of a disappointing. I mean, I guess it just wasn't really anything to it. It was,
in my review, I said that it doesn't add anything to Lando.
You
don't learn anything about Lando. You don't feel like he grows up. You don't think he's a better person that you meet in Empire.
Yeah, you're also not even seeing like Lando when he decides to start sort of swindling. It's just like Lando, as you've already known him, here he is doing the things you expect him to do in the ways you expect him to do.
So I mean, it's still a fun little.
Oh yeah, it was a quick
book,
read,
but Lobot, it really is Lobot's book.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. Like I would kind of compare it to Chewbacca, which you haven't read, but which we do have in our collection.
Yeah.
In that it's not really like a deep story, but Chewbacca at least is like just a quick, fun, fast-paced action pack. Where I feel like Lando was kind of a chore here and there. It's just a lot of reading. You know.
Really, I was never bored.
Oh, okay.
So I also read Star Wars Obi-Wan and Anakin by Charles Soule.
This is the one you've been desperate for me to read.
Yeah, I'm not so much anymore.
Oh, okay.
It was fine. The art was really good. I gave it 3 stars. The story was whatever. It was like a filler episode of Clone Wars, except this it's Anakin when he's like younger than episode 2. So it's between those. So it's a prequel to episode 2.
Okay.
The thing is, I'm just sad about the Star Wars prequel era now.
Yeah.
I'm sad that this, like, the Clone Wars era everything is like done.
Yeah.
Because even if they put out new stuff like this, I was reading it and it had this kind of like bittersweet, like I don't know, like kind of decrepit vibe about it.
Wow.
I don't know how else to say it.
Take that.
It feels, because we're past it. Everybody's past it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
like,
do.
The movies are done. The Clone Wars cartoons. Now we're all focusing on the original trilogy or the new stuff.
Future.
And so I just kind of, it's sad because they mentioned like Plo Koon and it made me sad because I'm like, oh, that's right, but Plo Koon's gone now. We're done with all these characters forever. So I know
Your nostalgia for the prequel era surprises me.
Well, I know the movies aren't good,
Yeah.
but like I was 13 when episode 1 came out, so you know all my teenage life, the prequel era with the Star Wars that were coming out, and then even past that, the Clone Wars era was still staying popular.
Yeah, that's true.
So I got used to hearing about those characters and everything, and now that it's done, it's just kind of a bummer. So
Sorry, man.
And the problem is, Force Awakens is good, but I feel like it didn't tell me enough stuff about what's going on in Force Awakens. Like I don't.
Well, I think they're building that up now with getting all the expanded, like all the novels and comics coming.
It doesn't seem like they're really putting out anything about it though. About like I don't know anything about the Knights of Ren that they talk about. I don't know anything about the Jedi that Luke trained before. I don't know anything about the New Order. I don't know anything about the new.
Well, there's a series of novels and some graphics that are called Road to the Force Awakens, which are supposed to bridge that gap. I haven't read any of them, so I can't tell you whether or not they do that. But I mean, they are out there. I know what you mean, though.
It's just hard to get into like this, the Star Wars thing because I don't know the new Star Wars because I don't know what's going on in this new Star Wars.
I'm okay. I mean, I think that's a storytelling device that you see not just in like Star Wars, but all over the place, where you kind of just dropped into the middle of it, and you just go with like. This is where the big crazy thing happens, and then after that, like the threads fill out.
Yeah,
I mean
I know
that is a style of storytelling that maybe is not working for you with this new.
The original movies, they didn't do that much either. Like it was just Star Wars, and like even Empire Strikes Back and Return, they didn't really get into stuff.
You never really talk about like the rebels and everything.
Yeah, so it was all the expanded universe stuff that came after that. But I guess.
And it's funny too because with things like that with Star Wars and Star Trek, I tend to fill out the movies and the characters with things I've read in expanded universe, and they all sort of like float together for me. But,
so, anyways, Obi-Wan and Anakin left me with like a bittersweet taste. So,
well, folks, you can judge Lando and Obi-Wan and Anakin because they're part of the new crop of graphic novels we got.
Yeah, we got still also the next volumes of Darth Vader and the Star Wars comic.
Exciting.
So, and then I'm reading Calamity, which is the third book by Brandon Sanderson in his Reckoner series. The first book was Steelheart.
Oh,
and then
okay.
Firefight was the second one.
Okay.
So this is the final book, I think.
I thought you sort of... you liked Steelheart, but I thought you kind of lost it with the second one.
I did like Steelheart. Steelheart I read on my own, apart from the job.
Okay.
And enjoyed it. But yeah, Firefight was okay. It didn't really I didn't enjoy it as much as this one, but we'll see if the third one's any good. I got to finish the trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, I know that feeling.
Maybe I'll like it. It's weird. Brandon, the only other trilogy I've read by Sanderson, and he's written a few series, is the Mistborn series. And I actually like the second book the most out of all those.
Okay.
So third one was good.
Second books are often difficult because you're picking up threads and you're setting groundwork for a big finale.
I was thinking third books are the harder one.
Really?
Because usually in the second book you end with a lot of dangling plot lines and cliffhangers. Yeah. So the third book at the beginning always starts out so boring for me because you have to reintroduce all the characters, you have to reintroduce all their problems, they have to solve those problems, and then they have to actually solve the real problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of I don't know, a lot of what the word is.
Ken Follett's Century Trilogy, the third book is definitely the one that drops it. I mean,
so you're just waiting to get to their actual thing. So anyway,
all right.
That's all I've been reading.
All right.
So in this first couple of this first 10 minutes, we've talked about a whole lot of Star Trek and a whole lot of Star Wars.
Okay.
And this podcast has nothing to do with Star Wars and Star Trek.
I'm not going to add any more. Here's what I've been reading. I finished a bunch of stuff because we've gone 2 weekends in between recording. So I read Garfield Chickens Out.
Okay.
No, his
Yeah.
61st book.
If you
I
were sick of our
randomly-
Star Wars talk,
Yeah,
here
we'll
you
talk
go.
Garfield.
We'll throw
No,
you
I'm
a
not gonna
Garfield
talk about it a
bone.
lot. I was in Burlingham Books in Perry. Now, Burlingham is partnering with us for the Alexander McCall Smith thing.
Sure
They're
are.
providing the books. So I was just there, and they were having a big sale, and there was the latest Garfield book, and I was like, why not? And I really enjoyed it.
And you said this is where Garfield gets his groove back.
I do. I think so because like I sort of stopped reading Garfield, and then like every once in a while I'll catch it in the paper or whatever, and be like, "Well, that's not even a joke. He just said lasagna. That's nothing." And this one actually made me laugh. So
Okay.
whoever's writing Garfield now, we can pretend it's Jim Davis. Whoever's
It's not?
I
Do you think it's a series of ghostwriters?
I don't think what I've heard is that he like maybe he writes it, but I don't think he draws it. I don't think he's.
Jim Davis.
Jim
James
Davis is
Patterson
like-
up his
He's
Garfield
like the
series.
king of the Garfield like enterprises, you know.
Huh.
So anyway, it was good. So if you haven't read Garfield in a while, check out the new book, Garfield Chicken House. Pretty good. Let me tell you some other nonsensical things that I read. I read Invincible, Volume 20.
Yeah.
Volume 20, the long-running graphic novel series by Robert Kirkman,
Yeah.
better known for The Walking Dead. Invincible.
Invincible came first, though?
Yeah,
I
but
think.
he's better known for The Walking Dead.
That's true. Robert Kirkman only writes long running.
Yeah, apparently.
So
Well, Invincible, as I mentioned last week, is coming to an end, so they're closing it later in the year.
Yeah.
But I love this series. I mean,
know.
it's a superhero series, and it's just like
it's so wacky.
it doesn't. I mean, I guess one thing that appeals to me about it is we were having this discussion earlier today that it's hard to follow comics now because they're just all over the place.
Yeah.
Invincible is one title,
Yeah.
one story, one set of characters, and it just keeps.
Really? Then how
Going.
do you explain Science Dog?
Yeah, that's true. Or guarding the galaxy is one. All sorts of stuff.
All right.
Anyway, it's really good.
Okay.
Volume 20 was still good. So if you've never read Invincible, check it out. We don't have any here, but I'd be glad to get it for you interlibrary loan. Just let me know. I read, well, I said Lando. We said that. I read Archie, Volume 1, Mark Waid.
The new Archie reboot.
In our YA collection.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I picked it up once before and was like, ugh.
I know, and I was
no.
upset because you had asked me
I
to
know.
get it for the young adult
I know, and
collection,
this
and then
time-
you wouldn't check it out.
No, because he starts by like talking to the camera. You know, he's like, "I'm Archie, and this is crazy," and it's just so un-Archie. I didn't like it.
It's Deadpool Archie.
Yeah, but it was so good.
That's
like
hilarious.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
I was shocked how much I liked it.
Mark Waid has that
I
nostalgic
think that you
vibe
should
about
read
him.
it. I
I'll
think
read
that you
it.
should read it. I know you're not a big Archie fan,
That's
but
true.
I think
I'm not an Archie fan.
I don't think you need to be though. I
Yeah.
really don't. I think like if you didn't know anything about these characters, you would like
Honestly,
it.
there was
because it's funny, it's clever, it still has that sort of retro like 50s
Yeah.
vibe, but it also is written very modern. So I'm very
there was
impressed.
there was a girl sitting in our little teen section reading
Okay.
Archie, and I asked her if she was an Archie fan, and she said no, and that she was trying to figure out what this was anyway. So she had never read Archie in the first
Yeah.
place, but she was still reading it.
Well, that's great.
So yeah, and it's an ongoing series. So we got Volume 2
Yeah.
coming out in December, I think.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
the new Jughead.
I haven't read Jughead yet.
So that one looks a little bit more classic.
It
It looks
does.
like an easier
Yeah.
pill.
Well, Jughead is great in the Archie one. I mean,
Is
he's
he?
just a very funny character. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Different
So
road to
and
take.
Betty and Veronica are getting their own
Yeah.
series too.
I saw that.
The whole Archie line has been rebooted.
yeah.
The
Josie and the Pussycats.
Josie and the
coming out?
Pussycats
Yeah.
is getting one, but Sabrina, she's getting one.
Yeah.
Like a spooky
Well, there's a
ongoing
whole
series.
like subset of Archie comics that are like spooky.
Yeah.
And Sabrina's
The
really
Afterlife
that
one.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even more, there's like Halloween. It's just always
Yeah.
been a part of it. And the new CW show Riverdale, I think, is kind of embracing that spooky side. So check an eye out for that because it looks cool. What else? Boy, I read a lot here. I've read a few McCall Smiths. I read
Alexander McCall Smith?
Yeah, I finished Chance Encounters, which
That's
I
the
was
new
reading
one.
last week. It's his latest. 5 stories based on 5 random pictures from the 50s. About half of the stories I enjoyed. The other half I thought, well, first of all, that picture has nothing to do with the story you just told, and it just didn't really like click with me.
Okay.
But it was a quick read, and it was. I mean,
you can
they were-
tell him that in person.
I will. They were pleasant. I think if you like his style, that you'll like it.
Okay.
I think you can. I think this is one you could just pick up blind. It's not part of a series.
How am I
It's
going to
nice,
read the
compact.
book while blind? Oh, Braille.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Anyway,
Audiobook.
I think if you're interested in McCall Smith
Mm-hmm.
and you like sort of it has kind of an old fashioned like this book is meant to be kind of an old fashioned thing, and again quick read. So I would encourage you to pick that up. I also read one of his young adults, I guess more of a juvenile book, 5 Lost Aunts of Harriet Bean. This is part of a series that
Okay.
he writes aimed at that younger age. Didn't really work for me. Even for a kid's novel, it was
Yeah.
just kind of thin.
Okay.
It wasn't. I didn't find it fun. So I don't know. Maybe kids would, but not this guy. I finished Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead.
New York Times bestsellers.
New York Times bestseller, and I gotta tell you, this is an unpopular opinion. I was not impressed.
Sorry, man.
I started it, and I was I liked the characters.
Yeah.
I liked the writing style. I felt like any minute it was going to go somewhere, and it just never really did.
Okay.
And I have a frustration with books that have sort of a hook to them, like Rainbow Rowell's Landline, where she's talking to her boyfriend in the past.
Right.
You expect that to be a big center point to that book, and it is, but you could totally cut that out and it wouldn't change much. In Underground Railroad,
Yeah.
the whole thing is that the Underground Railroad is just portrayed as a literal railroad running underground.
Right.
And like that's a weird thing to do. So you assume that there's a reason.
But it's just so it's kind of like fantasy, like historical fantasy.
It's just it's not even. That's the thing. It just doesn't like it never goes a step to make that relevant. I mean, if you went in and changed a few words and just made it like a traditional Underground Railroad of people and sympathizers helping people through, it would change nothing about the book. So I don't get it. I don't get the purpose of doing that.
This 1-star review on Amazon says, horrible book, completely inaccurate and with no explanation to help understand the inaccuracies. Should have been labeled silly fantasy.
This is an Amazon reviewer.
This is an Amazon reviewer on
I just don't
Underground Railroad.
I don't get why you set out to do something like that if you can't deliver what it is. And I also don't get like the almost universal acclaim for it, because I think it's kind of a simple book about slavery in the
That's
Underground
4 stars
Railroad.
on
I think
Amazon.
there's a lot better that you could read. So I don't know why this one, probably the Oprah sticker helped a lot.
Yeah,
but
this
I don't
just
know,
in, Nick Gunning disagrees with Oprah.
I guess I just don't know why this one like has hit so big.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to be long lasting. I think we're going to get through this exciting thing and
boy.
it's just going to sort of fall into the background. So that's my prediction.
Harsh.
Well, it's not terrible. It's just not noteworthy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You're a bad man.
Well, here now I'm going to...
Why don't you tell us how much you didn't like 12 Years a Slave,
I'm going
Nick?
to trash this broad, critically acclaimed Oprah book, and then go on to talk about how much I liked Brad Meltzer's Green Arrow. So you can take that with a grain of salt.
Brad Meltzer,
Brad
really?
Meltzer, yeah,
right.
well-known author. Book of Fates was one of his things.
Yeah, conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, very popular author. Did a run of Green Arrow called Archer's Quest. We have this in our graphic collection. Enjoyed it. Thought it was
Great,
very good.
sure.
Breath of Earth, brand new fantasy book that I picked up, read by Beth Cato.
Okay.
Again, let down, kind of in a similar way.
Why are you picking up fantasy?
I don't. Twitter. I'll blame Twitter again. Barnes and Noble was tweeting about it. Other people were jumping in, and I thought
you're not a fantasy
interesting.
reader, my friend.
I know.
You don't like fantasy.
Well, let me lay
Have
it
you
out
ever
for you.
read a fantasy book you enjoy?
No. Let me lay it out for you. Okay, here it is. Breath of Heaven. It's about Breath of Earth. Sorry, I started thinking of hints there. Breath of Earth is about a woman who is a geomancer, so she can manipulate
the Earth. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's set in the early 1900s.
Okay.
Where Japan and America have teamed up.
Okay.
And they're sort of like going against China.
Mm-hmm.
None of that matters. Like that's the whole plot of this book. And it just, other than like occasionally mentioning Teddy Roosevelt, nothing sets it in the 1900s. Huh. And the whole like...
Is it steampunk?
No. Whoa. It's nothing.
What a mistake. If you're going to make a geomancer, you make it steampunk.
I know. And then the whole like Japan, America, like
merging,
like you want to hear about that, you know, like if that's going to be the setting,
see,
then do that.
This is why you shouldn't be reading fantasy.
But
you should be reading historical fiction.
Maybe, but then they just toss in like there's a couple of Japanese characters, and that's supposed to do it. This is the one I'm talking about. That it also, like the book you mentioned, the sea one. This book,
Salt of the Sea.
The plot did not start for several hundred pages.
Okay.
And then it started, and by that point, I was just so fatigued with it.
Oh yeah.
So
I wasn't fatigued with Salt of the Sea.
Okay.
But I was just kept going like, when are they going to get on this freaking boat?
We have this in our news section, so maybe I'm wrong. Prove me wrong.
So you picked it up because Barnes and Noble was tweeting about it.
Barnes and Noble and others, and the premise sounded cool to me. And
but if I, a trusted friend, co-host, handed you a fantasy book,
I know where you're going with this, and let me answer. No, I would not read it.
I know.
Yeah.
But if I was under the guise of Barnes and Noble on Twitter, you'd be like, oh, I'll check this out.
Maybe.
This is a book about a man who turns into an eagle. But there's no sky in this world.
It was the historical elements, mixed in that I just thought, well, maybe this is the one.
Okay.
I was trying to try something new,
sure.
but I tried it.
You had nothing
failed.
to say about my awesome book, which I'm going to call Bird with No Sky.
Oh my gosh, that's a great title. That is a great title. Currently reading, I'll be quick. Love May Fail, because we're doing that for a book club.
You're not liking it.
No, I'm not. I was liking it, and I lost it a little bit. When it switched narrators, it was like I didn't like that as much.
Just nothing happens.
No.
Nothing happens, and like the characters just kind of sit around while things happen around them.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's going to continue on like that.
Agreed. I'm
You
interested.
might like the next person, I think.
Okay. I'm interested to discuss it in the book club, but I've lost it a little bit.
Okay.
Reading Step on a Crack by James Patterson and Michael Ledwidge.
Oh, you shouldn't do that.
I know. This is the first in his Michael Bennett story. I bought one of the book shots on my Nook, and they were doing a thing where you would get like a random James Patterson for free, and it was Step on a Crack. So I've just been reading that. It's silly. It's not great, but it's fast-paced and exciting, as you would expect from a James Patterson. So, I mean, the man knows what he's doing, whether you like it or not. He knows.
Darn it.
I also am currently reading for a graphic novel, Daring New Adventures of Supergirl. It's a reprint of like the classic like Supergirl reboot from the 80s, 90s. So fun stuff.
Speaking of deals, the 5th season, which was the Hugo winner for Best Novel of 2016.
What was?
5th season. The book.
Oh, the book.
The novel, the 5th season.
I thought you were like, I'm like, the 5th season of what?
It was... It won the Hugo Best Novel Award for this year.
Oh, okay.
It was on Amazon for only $3.
Wow.
So for Kindle. So
Did you snatch it?
I snatched it up.
Okay.
But now it's not anymore. Now it's back to $9.99. So you're gonna have to go to your local library.
Do we have this?
I've seen it here. I think we do have it.
Okay.
So if not, get on it.
I mean, we'll get it if we don't have it. That's what I'm wondering.
All right, you want to?
That was a lot of bookmark.
Yeah. It was a long weekend.
Folks, just get up and stretch your legs for a minute.
Yeah.
We'll be here when you get back.
Well,
fix a sandwich or whatever.
What if they're listening to us in their earbuds? They can be doing that right now.
Oh, that's true.
Somebody's jogging right now and like, oh, slow down, guys. This jog is only 20 minutes long.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
So.
All right, then we should stretch it.
No.
Let's talk more about Green Arrow.
Slow down. Why would we slow down if she needs us done quicker?
Oh, she needs it quicker.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, wait, what'd you say about Green Arrow?
I said let's stretch it by talking about Green Arrow more.
Oh, let's not.
All right. Well, let's talk about the world of books. What's coming out new?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
We've
only been doing this for a year.
I know. I will mention that we've got a new paperback copy of Girl on a Train. So if you're wanting to read that before October 7th, we have 2 copies now, and they're almost always checked out, so you can put a hold on it. You can also join us for the book club, because that's what we're reading for Page Turners.
What else is like super popular here at the library right now? We've all 3 of our copies of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child are checked out right now.
Yeah, those are popular.
That motorcycler, he just grabbed a copy.
The ones that we always talk about that are still on the list, All the Light We Cannot See, Nightingale.
Bestsellers list is almost
always checked out. You know, so. The classics, and our graphic novels remain very popular.
Yeah.
We've proved it today through detective work.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what we've got coming down the pike here. First up, coming out November 7th, so you got a few months, Jack Reacher is back in Night School.
Just in time for his new movie, Jack Reacher Never Sleeps?
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know what it's called.
I was going to bring that up.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, no, it's all right. October 21st, Never Go Back, starring Tom Cruise.
That's right.
Is coming out in theaters. And this is based on book 18. I'm not this far in the series, so I
The
haven't read
movie, this movie number 2 is based on book number 18?
Yeah.
What was movie number 1 based on?
One of the book 9 or something. They're not really going in order. You don't really have to. The Reacher books kind of reset each time because he's just sort of a drifter.
Yeah.
They're good.
Cruise. He's such a
There was a rumor
choice.
a while back that the Fleming estate contacted Lee Child and wanted him to pick up the James Bond franchise. He didn't want to do it. That's a rumor.
Really?
I can't prove that. But that
he didn't
was,
write one? Who wrote Trigger Mortis?
Anthony Horowitz.
Right.
Yeah.
Horowitz.
Author of the Alex Rider series.
Got himself in trouble a while ago.
Yeah. So anyway, Never Go Back is the movie coming out October 21st. After that, we're going to have Night School, book number 21.
This is where Jack Reacher just goes and takes night classes.
Here's let me tell you the interesting thing about the Jack Reacher series. And I can't really think of another series that does this. The timeline is nonsense. So this one, for example, it's 1996 and Reacher is still in the army. In the morning they give him a medal and in the afternoon they send him back to school. That night he's off the grid, out of sight, out of mind. The timeline jumps around. You'll pick up one and it'll randomly be set when he was military police. You'll pick up the next one, it'll be set 20 years later when he's just roaming free. Also, the perspective changes. Sometimes first person, sometimes third. So it's just very unique.
You know what else used to do that?
What?
The Conan the Barbarian stories.
Really?
Yeah. Robert E. Howard's Conan stories. Like sometimes you'd meet like old Conan and he's a king and he's, tired, and you'll go back and you'll meet like young Conan, like fresh into the wild, and like it switches back and forth.
Yeah.
And so you never know, like, is this going to be an older Conan story, a younger one, or who's telling the story? So
yeah,
maybe Lee Child's a big Conan the Barbarian fan.
It's interesting too because they're so different. Because when when he's just roaming free. I mean, he's got no connections. He's just walking into town with his little clip-on toothbrush and like a set of clothes he's wearing. That's it.
You know what else does that?
When he's in the army, he's just in the army. You know, it's a totally different feel.
The Clone Wars cartoon does that.
That's true.
It's one episode you might be following a character story, and then an episode later you'll be 50 years in the past.
Well, and the switching perspective is rare too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're jumping back. I know Archer Mayer's Joe Gunther series does that.
Maybe it's how they keep themselves interested. Yeah. I mean, what book number is this?
21.
I mean, if you've been renting a character for 21 books, you're probably going to want to switch it up. True.
Well, and
this one, he's an ape.
It really does change the flavor of the books too, and I don't think I have a preference which one I like. I do prefer post-army Jack Reacher stories versus when he's a military police, but I just think it works better.
Do you think the movies will do that?
I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, the movies seem to be just following their own thing. Yeah. You know, they're not following the books in order. But anyway, so you got lots of Jack Reacher coming out. Next we have, and this is a book that I will definitely read, The Sleeping Beauty Killer, the next in the Under Suspicion series by Mary Higgins Clark and Alistair Burke. So the premise...
Cinderella Murders, Snow White, Stockings.
No, that's not what it's called.
The Stocking of Snow White.
I can't remember what All Dressed in White is the second one.
Who would that be?
I don't know.
Somebody getting married. Yeah. That's not a fairy tale.
No, I guess not.
Well, I mean, you feel like it's a fairy tale when you get married.
So the premise of this show is there's a show called Under Suspicion, and they solve cold cases. And with each novel, they've actually solved a cold case. So they have nothing to do with fairy tales other than the title. So this is book 3. It's spun off of a Mary Higgins Clark. I think I've Got You Under My Skin was the original book.
Ooh, like scabies.
Yeah. But this is book 3 in the series that she co-writes with Alistair Burke.
Elephant Burke?
Alistair, daughter of James Lee Burke, author of The Dave Roba Show and other series. Yep.
Huh.
So this is coming out November 15th, so you can put your hold request on it, but it's going to be after mine. Because I know people. I can pull some strings.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's 2. Next we have Michael Connelly is back with a Harry Bosch novel. This is book, 21 in the Harry Bosch series. You've read Michael Connelly? Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. Have you seen the movies?
I felt like no, I haven't. But I also just felt like oh my gosh, my hilarious guy, Chris Farley. Oh my, I can't believe I had that one. Yeah. That is correct.
Right. Little Willie Madison throwback.
Yeah.
So Michael Connelly.
Can we just turn this into a Chris Farley podcast?
Absolutely.
Just rewatch all his films?
Yeah.
It's only like 5 movies, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot.
No.
Next 5 episodes.
That's true.
Black Sheep, Tommy Boy.
I would watch Black
Beverly
Sheep.
Hills Ninja.
The people want to know about Harry Bosch, though. So.
Okay.
I'm not going to spoil this because this book, book 21, Wrong Side of Goodbye, represents a pretty big change in the status of the character. So if you're catching up on these, I don't want to tell you what's coming. So
Season
I'm not going to.
3 just ended.
Of the show?
Amazon series? On Amazon show. Yeah.
All right. So I'm not going to tell you what the change is here, but just know Harry Bosch is going to do his Harry Bosch thing in book 24. If you are a big Michael Connelly fan, you can always go back to episode 42, Spotlight on Michael Connelly, when we talked all things Michael Connelly, coincidentally also with my brother Steve as a guest.
Huh.
It's the Steve Throwback podcast.
You should just be here.
I know.
You know what, though?
Steve, for heaven's sakes, just move here.
If he was, I wouldn't be able to get a word in edgewise. You'd be like, isn't that right, Steve? He's like, that sure is, Nick. And you guys would just be agreeing back and forth.
Steve's a big talker. I think folks who heard his episodes know he's...
I have an opinion.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So that's coming out November 1st.
Steve, if you're listening, I'm sorry. You don't Bogart the mic.
Yeah, thank you. Boy, you like to say that.
Bogart the mic?
Yeah, you do. It's like your favorite phrase. That's okay. That's
really?
Right, yeah.
Who would agree with you on that? Steve?
Yeah, probably. Right, Steve? Let's call him.
Okay.
Hold on. Beep, 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 beep. All right. Large print. Now, we talked about this one a while back, so I'm not going to go into it too much.
I'm going to get you a Harry Bosch t-shirt.
Thank you. Iris Johansson's Kendra Michaels series, book 4, Night Watch, which we discussed a while back.
Yeah, we did.
Is also coming out in large print. We will have that in December. So if you're a large print fan of Iris Johansson, wait a little longer, and once the large print copy comes out, we'll have it.
And if you're a fan of Scarlett Johansson, there's a movie called Under the Skin, which is a strange and interesting science fiction film that you may not have heard of.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it new?
It came out like 2 years ago.
Huh.
So.
Is it the one where she's like...
An alien?
No.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
The one where she like fights. Where she's like...
Lucy?
Yeah.
No, everybody heard of Lucy.
Oh, okay.
So,
right.
No.
I almost picked up Ex Machina, speaking of sci-fi movies and Hugo winners.
Yeah, we have that here.
Do we?
In our collection.
Oh, maybe I'll check it out.
As soon as I got here, it was one of the first DVDs I bought.
Is it good?
Yeah,
you think
it's really good. It has multiple Star Wars people in it.
Really?
Yeah, it has Oscar Isaac and Domhnall Gleeson.
Okay.
So,
Huh.
and the girl who's...
Is Carrie Fisher in it?
No, she's
I'm
not.
not interested.
There's only one other person in it. It's the girl whose name I can never pronounce. Vindkinter? She was in Man from U.N.C.L.E.,
Oh.
the new Jason Bourne movie.
Okay.
She has... I can't...
I know who you mean, but I'm
Okay.
not going to be able to help you with the name.
I believe she's playing the new Lara Croft
Really?
in the new Tomb Raider
Wow.
reboot they're doing. For
Yes, the reboot no one asked for.
Yeah.
Thank
Kind of
goodness.
seems stupid not to try to get Angelina Jolie back.
Yeah.
Like, she's not any less of a star than she was. I would say she's a bigger star.
Really?
Angelina
I disagree.
Jolie
When was
is
the
back
last
in
time
2001.
I don't know. She was like in movies back then.
She was
Now
in...
she just like
What? She was in Maleficent
has. Yeah, but how long ago was that?
2 years
And
ago.
also, that was like a Disney cartoon movie.
So you're saying Angelina Jolie today playing Lara Croft again, you don't think it would make bank?
No, I don't.
Wow.
I mean, she has name recognition, but I don't think she's like an active movie star anymore.
I think she's
I
one
may
of
be
those.
wrong.
I think she's one of those stars that like Star meets concept now. Like I think that's why Maleficent like made as much money it was because like Angelina Jolie as
Angelina
Maleficent is such like a good thing.
Yeah, maybe.
So I think they should cast her as the Bride of Frankenstein. I think she has that.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
That that kind of.
Yeah, she does. I could picture it very well.
So
Yeah.
see, Star meets concept, man. It's
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Finally coming out in December for large
Can't believe we
print.
just fought over Tomb Raider.
Long Way, Long Way Gone by Charles Martin.
Okay.
No matter where you go, no matter whether you succeed or fail, stand or fall, no gone is too far gone. You can always come home.
Yeah, but what
Sounds
if what if I've
inspirational.
gone a little too far?
Well, then you can't come home.
Oh,
obviously.
man.
Obviously. All right, so that's going to do it for our upcoming book news.
For the what do we call those things? Advance notices.
Advance notices,
You've all been
yeah.
noticed in advance.
Yep.
So, but we've got some new books coming out tomorrow.
Let me
not
ask you a
tomorrow.
preemptive
What?
question. Am I going to be excited about any of these? Is there anything I'm going to run out and read?
I hope so.
Oh, okay.
Broaden your horizons.
Well, I
maybe.
like your optimism.
Okay.
Okay.
These are the books that are coming out September 13th,
Okay.
2016.
All right.
So,
Me and the people are ready.
you and the people.
The people, our listeners.
Okay. An Obvious Fact, a Longmire mystery by Craig Johnson.
I tried to read the first one of those, and
Okay.
I just didn't like the style. They're
right.
still very popular, though.
Yeah. Western, kind of? Longmire?
They have the feel of a Western. They're set contemporary, though.
Longmire is also a TV show on Netflix.
Yeah, it started on A&E.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yep.
Body on the Bayou. A Cajun Country Mystery by Ellen Byron. There's a lot of anyway.
That's going to be a good read, I guarantee.
Yeah. Oh wait, there's a Basset Hound on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a dog book?
I'm in.
Okay.
You had me
here's
at
the last.
Cajun,
Here's
really.
I know, right? Here's the last description.
Okay.
There's a gumbo pot full of suspects,
Is
including
that true? Is that true?
including an ex-Marine with PTSD, an annoying local newspaper reporter, and Vanessa's own spark plug of a mother. But when it looks like an investigation is zeroing in on Vanessa as the prime suspect,
Wow.
Maggie reluctantly adds keeping the bride to be out of jail to her list of maid of honor responsibilities in Body on the Bayou, the second in the Ellen Byron Charming and Witty series. So this is I don't know what the other one was called.
Okay.
We're going to look it up right now as I go on to another one.
You know what? While you're looking it up, let me tell you something that I forgot. I wanted to mention this for you in particular. James S.A. Corey's Leviathan Wakes Through the Expanse series, Book 6 is set to come out December 6th of this year. It's Babylon's Ashes.
Ooh.
You excited about that?
Who is the author again?
James S.A. Corey, author of Leviathan Wakes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's Book 6 in the Expanse series.
I only just read the second one. I'm
You're
so
on to- well,
behind on this.
You got a few months. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's also coming out down the road.
The first book was called Plantation Shudders.
The first of this
Shudders.
Bayou
Plantation Shudders. There's a Basset Hound on the cover.
I like it. What is it? I'll do it for a book club too. What's the first book called?
The first book is called Plantation Shudders.
Okay.
It's the Cajun Country Mystery.
I love it.
So you wouldn't start with the second one?
No.
But the second one's called Body on the Bayou.
I know.
All right.
Well, I got to see if there's enough copies in the system.
Okay.
too. That's the
Anne
other thing.
Pratchett has Commonwealth coming out. You ever read an Anne Pratchett book?
No,
What is she known for?
I don't know. Is it Patchett?
Patchett, maybe? What?
Well, how does it spelled? Is
I've
there an
already
R?
closed the
Oh,
window.
okay. All right.
It's a mystery only time will answer,
Oh.
but not for us, because we are like dust in the wind.
It's Patchett.
Oh, well, all right, and Patchett.
You're probably thinking of Terry Pratchett.
Terry Pratchett, yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Okay. Fates and Traitors, a novel of John Wilkes Booth.
What?
Now, you're a big John Wilkes Booth fan, right?
Nope.
No, I mean of his acting career.
No. Oh, his acting career? Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what he's most known for.
Sure is. Jerusalem by Alan Moore.
Bad news, man.
What?
We only have 3 copies in the whole system of Plantation Shutters.
What about...
That's not enough for me to do a book club on. I'm sorry.
All right. Sorry. Maybe you can get a few more.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Did you hear what I said?
Fellow STLS librarians, please order a copy of Plantation Shutters so that I may borrow them from you to do my book club in 2017.
All right. Did you hear what I said?
No.
Jerusalem by Alan Moore. Alan Moore, the crazy
Of
comic
Swamp
book
Thing.
writer. Of Swamp Thing.
Isn't that the...
I would also say Watchmen.
Oh, okay.
I would say he's probably known more for Watchmen.
All right.
Anyway,
I'm not going to argue with you. That's fine.
comic book art, author of Watchmen, V for Vendetta, Swamp Thing.
Oh, Swamp Thing.
And other books. Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
That is. Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow in our Superman episode, if you'll recall.
Is one of your favorites.
I listed that as one of my all-time
Yeah.
favorites, and that stands.
And you didn't want to read it
this
at first.
day. No, I didn't. Superman episode, by the way, episode 31.
Yeah. Which one was that?
Steve is not in that.
Was that all the books?
v Superman, episode 31.
So he's got a new... I think this is a novel. It's a novel now.
Okay.
I think he said he's officially retired from comic books.
They'll get him back.
Yeah, I feel like he did that like 10 years ago. But anyway, let's see. What do we got here?
I don't know, man.
The subtle art of not giving a F word.
Wait.
A counterintuitive
What
approach
F
to
word?
living a good life. The F word I can't say on air and
Just
keep our
write
clean
it down.
rating. Okay.
Write it down.
All right.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, Eric. You told me to.
Wow.
This is by Mark Manson.
Oh, that was not cool.
In this generation-defining self-help guide, a superstar blogger,
Oh boy.
cuts through the crap to
What
show us how to
generation?
stop trying to be positive all
Would
the
that
time.
be 2004?
Yeah. Yeah. Blogger.
Take that,
Is that done for... Oh, we got one more fiction. Nutshell, a novel by Anne McEwen.
Ooh,
I don't know this.
I like that name.
Author of Atonement
Oh, okay.
and The Children Act.
Okay.
So, I'm a big fan of the Sister Act.
Oh yeah.
So,
My friend Rochelle
Yeah.
can do all of Sister Act 2. You don't even have to press play. She can just tell you all the words and all the songs.
Back in the
Probably all
Habit.
the dance moves. Yeah.
that's the one it's called, right?
Yeah. Someday they got to complete that trilogy.
What if Step Up, the series Step Up, okay,
Okay.
crossed over with Sister Act, and
Yeah.
they called it Sister Act, Kicking the Habit?
Oh my gosh, that's so good. You know what? I would like to take a minute to just address Whoopi Goldberg personally and say, Whoopi, Eric and I both love the Sister Act films. We love 1. We love 2.
Okay, if
Eric's
you want to say
agreeing.
that.
We want to complete the trilogy, so Whoopi, please.
I was one of the few people to watch Theodore Rex.
Did you watch Theodore Rex?
Yeah, as a kid.
Wow. I've actually seen Eddie.
I also saw Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if we're talking Whoopi Goldberg for a minute, let me just tell you that I love Jumpin' Jack Flash. You ever seen Jumpin' Jack
know,
Flash?
which one was that?
Oh my gosh, it's so good. She gets like pulled into a spy world, and it's the first movie to ever use like instant messaging as a plot point.
No.
She's like communicating with someone over the
I
computer.
didn't see that one.
It's so good.
What's the one where she was a babysitter?
A babysitter?
She was like a nanny.
Oh, I don't remember that.
All right, I can't. I saw
Sister
that one
Act.
too. No,
JK. She was in Turtles too. Speaking of,
she was. She was in
Current
the,
events,
the,
yeah.
the Turtles reboot.
yeah,
So I've seen a lot of Whoopi Goldberg films.
yeah, and Star Trek: The Next Generation.
yeah,
as
that's
Guinan.
true.
Spotlight on Whoopi Goldberg.
my
We're
gosh.
scrapping the Lonely Hearts
Why
Book Club.
not?
All Whoopi, all the time.
All right, I've got some comic books here that are coming out.
Okay.
Spider-Man Deadpool Volume 1. Isn't it bromantic? So
Weird.
I don't know if this is going to be, it doesn't say ongoing, so I
Oh.
think this is just like a,
But Volume 1 kind of implies that there'll be a
oh,
Volume
you know
2.
what? It says 1 through 5 and then 8.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it is.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man and Deadpool are teaming up. We got a new,
That's a lot of quippy dialogue.
yeah, Black Panther has a new series. Black Panther, A Nation Under Our Feet, book 1. So we have some Black Panther comics in our
Yeah, we
collection,
do.
and they've checked out.
Oh, hey. Did you hear that they're making a Black Lightning TV show?
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
that is a weird choice.
I don't think I've ever seen Black Lightning in anything. Was he on Super Friends or
He was on
Justice
Super
League?
Friends. Static Shock.
I know Black Vulcan. Is it the same character?
No, I don't think so.
I think it is.
Which one was on Super Friends?
Black Vulcan.
Black Lightning, I think, is a different character.
But Black Vulcan's whole thing is like shooting
I think
lightning.
they only yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
All right.
I think Black Lightning was in the comics first,
Oh, okay.
but you would know before I do.
All right.
Hey, the Star Wars comic book series, they're collecting the first 12 issues in a volume. like an ultimate volume. So we have them in their like 5 issues of volumes series. But if you're looking to get the first 12 issues, here you go. Let's see. Killing the Rising Sun, How America Vanquished World War II Japan by Bill O'Reilly and Martin Dugard. So I think this is one of their their children like nonfiction books.
There is a book, Killing the Rising Sun. Was that what you said?
Yeah.
That's part of that series. Hey, let me answer this Black Lightning question here. Black Vulcan is the character on Super Friends who was based on Black Lightning, but they couldn't use him on the show because DC was having a rift with Black Lightning's creator. So they just made up Black Vulcan.
Huh.
And they're essentially the same
Who was his creator?
Tony Isabella.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there you go.
All right, let's see. We got 3 more things. I'm going to go what I think is most interesting. I have no way to do this. Going Geek by Charlotte Huang? Yeah.
Okay.
It's a young adult book. A girl returns to her exclusive East Coast boarding school and finds that she's no longer one of the cool kids on campus. In this second novel from the author of For the Record, I have ordered Going Geek. I just realized it's a sequel, so now I have to go get For the Record.
What's the For the Record is the first one? Okay.
So Going Geek by Charlotte Huang. It looks fun. These kind of books, these like slice of life, growing up stuff, they're really popular.
Yeah.
The Sarah Dessen book kind of style. Anyway.
I see.
Ghost by Renea Telgemeier.
I'm scared. Oh, Raina Telgemeier. Yeah.
I said Renea.
Who we met.
Yeah, we did. Raina Telgemeier. This is her new original graphic novel.
Author
of Ghost.
Of Smile.
And
Sisters and Drama. Yep.
And The Babysitter.
Yeah, she writes The Babysitter, the graphic novel adaptations
also,
of classic.
X-Men manga.
That's right. Yeah.
That was actually really good. She has a license to print money when she puts her name on a graphic novel.
She can actually print money.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going to have multiple copies of this in our collection.
Yeah,
so if you have a child who loves Telgemeier, you got to get him Ghost.
Yeah.
Also, Nick, this is more for my...
Have you only read Drama, or did you read all of them?
I only read Drama.
Okay.
And X-Men.
Okay.
The X-Men Misfits.
Right.
This one's more for my wife.
Okay.
Coming out September 13th. Hamilton, 2017 wall calendar.
Uh-oh. Good news.
So, she's going to be hanging this in her classroom. I'm probably going to get it too.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I
bet
prefer
you
the animal ones. This month is bears.
Wow.
It's very exciting.
That's exciting.
So, last month, manatees. I don't know if you know this about me, Nick, but I think manatees are dumb animals.
Yes, I know.
I know they're actually like slightly intelligent.
Can you do me a solid?
Yeah.
Can you post your manatee video on our Twitter page?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Eric made a manatee. When did you make this video?
2009?
Yeah.
2010?
Yeah.
Maybe?
We're going to post it on our Twitter. Yeah. Eric's hatred of manatees. It's going on there. Keep it on.
All right.
At All the Book Show on Twitter.
Okay.
It's too late. You've already committed.
Wow. All right. We got some book news. This is the New York Times bestsellers list.
Oh, wow.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. Number 10. The Nightingale. Kristen Henna.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
Nick's favorite.
Go away.
It's like visiting an old friend for him. Before the Fall disappeared off this list so quickly, didn't it?
Did it?
It feels like it. But I guess it was on the list for 14 weeks.
That's
Number 9.
Good, yeah.
Sting by Sandra Brown.
Okay.
New this week. Number 8. The Jealous Kind by James Lee Burke.
Not a fan.
No, right.
I don't like his writing.
Number 7, All the Light We Cannot See.
There it is.
I wonder if it's because there's a movie out that actually kind of bombed.
Are you, again, thinking of The Light Between Oceans?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Light Between Oceans.
Yeah.
Wait, is that not on this list?
But it bombed?
Ooh, yeah.
That's old. That came out a long time ago.
All right.
That's M.L. Stedman.
Number 6, Truly Madly Guilty by Leanne Moriarty.
Uh-huh.
Number 5 is new. The Knicks by Nathan Hill, an aspiring writer who spends too much time playing video games, investigates the past of the mother who abandoned him.
Interesting.
I wonder how those things connect.
I don't know.
Wait, just like in Mario Brothers, my mom went down a warp pipe and never came back.
Is this the thing? What
I don't know. No, I was just coming up with that.
Up. Okay.
Number 4, Nick, we cannot do this bit again.
Okay.
All right? You have to promise me.
Okay.
Promise me.
Okay.
Is that a promise?
What is it?
Number 4. The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. A travel writer on a cruise is certain she has heard a body thrown overboard.
No, you're just
no one
crazy.
believes her.
You're being paranoid. No need to disturb anyone. I have to, sir.
Ma'am, I have to get the food out to everyone. Please. I'm just the chef.
I'm going
No, ma'am! Ma'am, you were right. It was just water.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Number 3, Rushing Waters.
Oh no. Is that true?
Yeah.
The girl in cabin 10 jumped into rushing waters?
Yeah, by Danielle Steele. She's not coming back from that.
Danielle Steele has 2 on here?
What was the first one?
Oh. Is Sting not Danielle Steele?
No, Sandra Brown.
Sandra Brown. Oh,
You
I
fool.
always confuse those two.
Danielle Steele's Rushing Water is 6 people
Okay.
cope with a hurricane in New York City.
Look out.
Did you guys think that was a hurricane? No, it's just some taxis driving by. I swear it was a hurricane.
I think it might have
Can you just cope, please? That'll be the new bit. We'll be back.
I like it. I like it.
Number 2, The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead.
Yeah.
Nick's favorite. You tend not to like the books off the New York Times bestsellers list
I don't think that's
that
true.
you read. What was the last
think
one
that's
you
true.
read?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I mean, I've read the more poppy ones. I liked. No, because I didn't like the most recent Stephen King either.
See?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that Mary Higgins Clark.
Okay, there you go.
I like the NYPD Red, but again, those are like a goofy light books.
Yeah,
so
and those only
really,
stay there for the week they come out.
That doesn't really count.
Number 1 is new. It's A Great Reckoning
I'm excited.
by Louise Penny.
Oh,
Louis Penny?
Louise.
Louise, an
Yeah.
instructor at the police academy, is found murdered, perhaps by one of the cadets favored by Amin Gamache, the retired homicide
yeah.
chief of the, oh boy, it's French,
Yeah.
Sûreté de Quebec.
Thanks, man.
Anyway, that's that.
This is on the book club. Not this one, but the first in that series is on the book club for next year. So
Which
you're-
one?
I can't remember what it's called.
The Louise
now.
Penny one?
Still Waters, maybe. Whatever the first one is.
Wait, Still Waters?
There's a lot of waters.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You hit the list?
Yeah, that's when I say number 1, that's the end of the list.
Okay. Well, you know what that means.
What?
Hit it, Ben.
Lonely Hearts Book Club with Nick and Eric.
Thanks, Ben.
I never tire.
Are you going to leave now?
I never
Do you need
tire.
us to call us a cab? Roger,
No,
can you
he's
call
fine.
Ben
He's
a
got it.
cab?
Don't ask Roger.
I'm sorry.
Roger, no. Please, now listen. He's a friend of ours, and please. Oh, jeez. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
he just pantsed him. Ben, I'm sorry.
Look,
I'm
I'm not
sorry.
a fan of Roger, but that was pretty funny.
I'm impressed that he was able
Yeah.
to get Ben's pants are so tight. I don't know how he ever.
Yeah.
Good. Well, Roger, thank you. It's all
Yeah.
it's all fun and games. So someone loses a pair
Big
of
into
pants.
the panda boxers.
Yeah,
Panda
he
bear
is.
boxers.
Yeah, good
that
for you, Ben. Good for
So-
you. Anyway, that music signals that Eric and I are going to delve into the depths of our stacks.
Yeah.
And find.
Did you say stags?
stacks?
Oh.
And find a book that, for whatever reason, the people of Wellsville have passed over for decades.
Not only the people of Wellsville,
for decades,
but the people of the entire STLS system.
Yeah,
No
nobody-
one has even no one's been like, I will request
Hard pass. All right. So
thinning the turkey herd.
what we do here is I make a report of all the
Yeah.
things that we have in the stacks that have never circulated.
Sure do.
And from there, comb through that. I find one that I think is intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're good. That's rare. Mostly they're bad. And
I wanna
people
read
made
The
right
Wolfen.
decision. The Wolfen is still, the Wolfen and the Snowman. Go back and listen to those episodes because those were both intriguing books.
You want to read
read
The
those.
Snowman.
I wanna read The Snowman.
I do, but I want to read The Wolfen. I also kind of wanted to read Blake's Therapy because it sounded nuts.
It did sound crazy. Are you going to read The Wolfen this Halloween? Last year you said
I
for
did
this
say that.
Halloween,
I
so you
didn't
gotta do
include it. I was making a list in my head of what I want to read, but I didn't include it. I guess I'm going to have
Oh,
to.
yeah, you have
Maybe if I
to.
start it like next week ahead. Or
Yeah.
maybe if I start one of the non-ish Halloween books.
That's true. This is episode 8, by the way. If you want to go.
The
back and
Wolfen?
listen. Episode
Yeah.
8. Yeah, The Wolfen. So it was early.
We only got a couple more weeks until we get to our Halloween month.
I know.
of episodes.
Eric's excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to find another Halloween themed.
So yeah, I agree. So typically we do adult books. This time we're gonna do another YA book.
And like you
Haven't done one
said,
of
the
these-
previous one was
Why Not
Why
Join
Not
the
the Giraffe?
Giraffes? Yeah.
But also a lot when our friend Amy Kuhn was on the show.
That's right.
And we did we judged the books by
yeah,
their cover.
we judge books by their cover. Yeah, which you're not supposed
They
to
had
do,
never
but-
checked out either.
No,
So
that's right. That's right. We haven't focused on one. So my choice for today has led to another little mystery.
okay.
When I pick these books, I usually like to find out a little bit about the author, see what other things they've written,
Mm-hmm.
like what their deal is. The author of this book is Roy Brown, which is first a very common name. Nothing in the book says anything about the author.
Okay.
There's no bio on any of the sites that I would normally look at.
Okay.
I found sort of an incomplete list of other books by this author, and it's
Okay.
hard to know if they really are because, again, it's a very common name. So I know nothing about Roy Brown. So,
Right.
folks, I can't help you. If you're a relative of this Roy Brown, if you know this Roy Brown, let me know because I'm curious now.
Okay.
Our choice for today is called The Cage.
Ooh.
All right, so
Older?
It
What's
is.
the copyright?
Yep, let me tell you. I'm gonna look it up here. Original price, $6.95 hardcover.
In
original
Canada?
price. No, in America.
In Canada, it would be like
US of A.
$20.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in Canada.
Copyright 1976.
All right.
All right. So
All the YA books you grabbed from my collection are
I know, they're
70s
older.
books for this.
they're older. Now there is an old card in here,
Ooh.
but oh no, I think it is. It is from this one. All right. So what we've got here is one that did circulate pre the computer era.
Okay.
So this is a little clue here that it did have some interest when it came out.
Yeah, in the 70s.
Yeah, right. Not for quite a while,
Yeah.
but it's here.
Hey,
The title's
man,
The
check out The
Cage.
Cage.
Take a
It's
look at
one...
this.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep. So what we've
It's
got,
black and
the
white?
cover is black and white. We have like a pencil or charcoal drawing of an odd little boy with a flashlight in sewers or a tunnel. I mean, it's bricks.
That
it's
boy
cinder
looks like he
blocks.
has Benjamin Button's disease.
Yeah, he does. He's a little creepy. He's got kind of a Robin Williams vibe. Look at those eyes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
we're lost in the cave. Oh, my gosh. Oh, turn on the light. Oh, it's the shadow dancing. Oh, my
very
gosh.
Two other boys coming out of a closet back here in the background. Now, there's no other information.
Why did you see... Oh,
There's
my
nothing
gosh.
on the back. It's just the picture just completes, and you see more open doors and another kid sneaking
Like
around.
the door they went through there
Yeah.
just brought them to this door.
Yeah, that's right, like a Scooby-Doo situation.
Yeah.
All right, so the
Like,
font,
zoinks, man, we're trapped in a cage.
it's red.
Uh-huh.
The font is red. It says "The Cage" by Roy Brown, author of Find Debbie! Exclamation point.
So he's big into kids getting
Author
lost
of
and
Find
kidnapped.
Debbie. Yeah, it seems like he was mostly a YA author, from what I can tell. But again, the information.
It
is
was the
sketchy.
70s. That
Where-
was before there was the YA.
Yeah, that's true. Where there would normally be author information, there's only information about Find Debbie. No picture, just talk about a previous book. So, very, very.
Maybe he doesn't exist.
Peculiar.
What if this is a man who literally trapped kids in a cage
That's
and then
scary.
wrote about the experience
scary.
and then published it, and people were like, what great works of fiction.
Yeah.
But
I
he had to
like
come
it.
up with a different name and no picture.
It's pretty low. I mean, there are five ratings on Goodreads.
Ooh, never gets
Two
that.
reviews. So it's a pretty obscure book. It's not one that's stuck.
Can I
with
tell you
anyone
something,
really.
though?
Yeah.
The cover, while ugly,
Yeah.
also intriguing.
I know it is. It is. When I picked it up, I was like, And
Like, that boy looks terrible.
yeah,
But
well,
a bunch of kids
tell you
trapped
this.
underground
All
in
right,
a
I know.
labyrinth.
Let me read you a little bit of the synopsis. This is from the inside cover. The Cage. The young man woke up alone in the cell with no knowledge of who he was or what he was doing there.
Hold on. You just described Maze Runner in
That's
in
true.
a sentence.
The cell door wasn't locked, so he could wander at will through the damp, shadowy corridors of the underground prison. He found food on a platform at the base of a shaft. That's also the Maze Runner.
Yep. James
But
Dashner
encountered-
read The Cage.
But encountered no other person, neither fellow prisoner nor guard.
He clogged his pants.
Returning at last to the cell, he noticed a name on the door. O'Malley. Was it his?
Just like Maze Runner.
It triggered no memories, none whatsoever. Later, this first baffled prisoner is joined by a second boy, a third, and more. This is the Maze Runner.
This is the prequel to Maze Runner.
Seriously. Each has a vividly different personality, but all their pasts are as blank as O'Malley's. As the boys explore the confines of their subterranean world, so just make that a maze.
Yeah.
The mystery deepens. Is this a prison at all? Or have they been chosen to take part in some bizarre experiment?
Oh my gosh.
Like laboratory animals, tensions mount when some of the boys begin to suspect that one of them is an informer.
Oh my.
Exactly the Maze Runner. Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
But which one? With its absorbing interplay of personalities and steadily mounting suspense, The Cage raises questions about such issues as mind control and behavior conditioning. The ironic climax offers no final answers, but does affirm the resilience of a human mind and spirit.
It leads to Scorch Trials.
Yes. That is really
That's nuts.
dead on
Yeah.
with the plot of the Maze Runner.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, maybe that's why you can't find a picture. Maybe it was James Dashner
Seriously,
testing the
early
waters.
James Dashner Sr. All right, so
That's crazy. Are there robotic spiders in that too?
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna give you the first chapter.
I was
okay?
just gonna say something about that. Oh, it also kind of sounded like Mist for a second.
Missed. That's true.
You're gonna play, or no, your thing was Riven. Riven scared
yeah.
you.
Oh, Riven scared me.
There's a
death,
new
yeah.
new game by the same creators called Abduction,
Ugh.
and they're like lost in like a ghost town.
No. I mean, that sounds really interesting.
But those scare you, right?
Yeah,
because they're so empty
that's spooky.
What is it about those games that scare you? Just the empty, silent puzzle games where there's just you walking around. All right, maybe it's that you're a baby. What are you looking for, man?
Okay. He began his new life standing up, surrounded by cold darkness and stale, dusty air. No, wait, that's the Maze Runner. Here's the cage. He awoke. He was strapped to the ceiling of a small, strange room, arms, legs, and neck pinioned painlessly, but with total restriction. He could see down into the well of the room, at the bottom of which was a curiously bowl-shaped floor absorbing faint light through a grill. Not the harsh spill of a lamp, but the stealthy intrusion of dawn or twilight. His own dawn, that of returning consciousness, switched on.
Of the Planet of the Apes.
Right. Switched on like a charge of current. Suddenly, the bizarre topsy-turviness of his position reversed itself, and he knew that he was lying on a bed, gazing not down, but up. It was the ceiling, which was curved like the bone-colored and slightly wrinkled concave interior of a giant skull. The fragment of daylight leaked through a high, narrow window, lacing the ceiling with bar shadows. A prison cell? What do you think? You want a little more?
Maybe. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah.
The writing's not bad so far.
Yeah. All right.
Find some dialogue.
So far there's no one.
What if there's no dialogue? Ever?
No, there is.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me get you some. Oh, this might just be him.
Talking to himself?
Yeah.
Boy, he's crazy.
Yeah. No, that's just him.
Is he all like, O'Malley, you better figure this out. You're in some deep water, O'Malley.
So far, it's just solitary. I'm in chapter 3 already, and there's been no dialogue except for to himself. It's really strange.
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of dialogue in Maze Runner.
Here we go.
There is. They don't shut up in Maze Runner.
Here we go.
They should be doing more running in Maze Runner.
All right. So now we're in chapter 3.
All right.
All right. So it looks like somebody else is showing up here.
Okay. We're just going to go through the whole book.
The figure squatting on the bed was swarthy and thick-set, huge shoulders, big hands, startled eyes, almost black and slightly hooded, mouth open, showing rough-stained teeth and forming a nervous grin. "Hope you don't mind the liberty, mate." "Be my guest," said O'Malley. Another uncertain grin. "I've been wandering about, woke up late, found the John, tried a few doors and got nowhere fast. Couldn't find nobody. I thought this door was locked first time around." "It sticks a bit," said O'Malley, admitting nothing. So I wonder what he was doing. "I should have hollered." The figure half got up. "Want your cell back?" He had a tendency to talk out of the corner of his mouth. "No hurry." The boy's eyes were full of unmatched questions.
Nope.
"You don't happen to have any cigarettes?" O'Malley, leaning against the door, shook his head. "Name's Raxby. You're O'Malley, right? How long you been in?" "In? Oh, since yesterday." "Excused from duties, are you?" His eyes were sly, not quite confession time for Raxby, decided O'Malley. In his brass fashion, he was trying to bluff, hoping O'Malley would tell him what he wanted to know. All right, so we got a second.
We have an
character.
O'Malley's restaurant nearby, don't we?
I can't think of one.
Huh.
Yeah.
Where have I eaten then? I've been to O'Malley's
Really?
once or twice in my life. You know what? It's in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay, there you go.
It was all right.
So it's not around here. All right, so it looks like more dudes keep showing up.
One of the chefs at O'Malley's was arrested.
Really?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Let me read a little from Chapter 5. Chapter 5. There were 3 new arrivals the next morning, crouched at the foot of the delivery shaft, foraging among a fresh cargo of boxes.
Yeah.
It was Raxby who came across them on his way to the washroom. The boys' faces turned to him one by one, nobody moving until the threat in his approach could be determined. There was a thin youth with a parchment-like skin, another thicker set and a little taller, with a speckled pattern of freckles and healing sores, and a third boy, undersized, hair a straw-colored brush, nose pointing like a beak. They each wore the drab denims and sneakers. Raxby hovered over them for a few seconds, widening his shoulders. "Don't guzzle all the food. There are 3 more of us so far." So it really seems like it spirals out like the Maze Runner, where they keep adding to the pack.
They build a map, a 3D map out of sticks.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
This changes every day.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah.
It's a short read. Let me see how many pages we got here. 157 pages.
Maybe this is a Maze Runner you'll actually finish.
Yeah, that's true. I can see picking this up.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
All right.
I don't like Raxby so much.
Okay, well, you don't really know him.
I don't know.
You don't know what he's about.
Harshly.
Yeah.
So, like I said, there's very little information on this author, but he's got a few other books that I'm pretty sure are him. The Viaduct, Find Debbie, Chips and the Crossroad Gang, The White Sparrow, Swing of the Gate. So
And The Kill Order. The
no,
prequel to
you're thinking
Maze
of
Runner.
Maze Runner. Yeah. So Eric, you're the YA expert. What do you think of this?
Sure am. I mean, it sounds pretty good for a book written in the 70s for
I
kids.
wonder if maybe it's a little like ahead of its time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
like,
It wasn't cool to trap kids in
right,
labyrinths
like
back
kids
then.
in peril, and I
Yeah.
mean, and now that's sort of all the rage. But I
Yeah.
wonder if this was kind of before that was
Should
cool.
reprint it.
So it didn't really like find
Look,
its groove.
in the world of board games,
yeah,
there were games that came out in the 70s that get reprinted now. You
Uh-huh.
just throw a fresh coat of paint on them, and people are like, oh, this game looks great.
Yeah.
Wouldn't pick it up with the old art and everything. That
Uh-huh.
book needs the modern board game retelling. It
yeah,
needs
apparently so.
a fresh coat of paint on the top, maybe a picture of an attractive author
Yeah,
who maybe looks young like the kids
yeah,
reading it.
like the kids.
I mean, there's no information on the author there, right? So you can make up whatever you
Yeah,
wanted.
that's true.
What's the author's name?
Roy Brown.
Roy Brown was 18 when he published his first book. Just like you could be.
So you think this would go?
Maybe if that came out today with like an updated cover and that description, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, the dialogue seems a little
dated.
dated.
Yeah.
But I mean, it also has that kind of, from what I heard, that kind of sparse Robert Parker.
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
true.
Vibe. So maybe it would, maybe.
Oh boy, I'm looking online here, and the other cover is much creepier.
What?
Yeah, there's another cover option for this, and it's like an orange prison cell with like a little barred window. Some person like slumped in a wheelchair, and some like ghostly figure sitting on a couch. So it's kind of creepy.
Sitting on a couch. That would
All
be.
right, so I think this deserves a second chance.
Oh, I see that. Look at that.
That's
yeah.
creepy. I think that maybe the people of the 70s who checked this book out according to this stamp
Yeah.
might have been onto something.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
You think we try to get people to check this book out?
Yeah. Listeners, if you like what you've heard, check out The Cage by Roy Brown or
we would love
Maze Runner
for so,
by
yeah,
James Dashner.
we would love for somebody to read The Cage and
Yeah.
come tell us what you think about it.
Oh, I'm looking at this picture of
Give it a read.
somebody. Nick Cage is everyone. Oh, it's so scary.
What? What are you
As,
talking
as
about?
Roy L. Rocky Dennis. I don't know who that is, but it's a picture with Nicolas Cage. Have you ever seen the Nick Cage is Everybody blog?
No.
It just came up on this one. It's where you take Nicolas Cage's face
Okay.
and just put it on somebody else's face.
I don't like that. That's creepy.
It is creepy. You
That's
get like a
creepy and
Hermione
not
Granger.
particularly relevant.
No, it's because the picture came up when I wrote The
Oh,
Cage
okay.
and Roy
I
at the
get
same
it.
time.
Yeah,
So,
all
they're
right.
like,
That makes sense.
so. Wait, does Nick Cage go as The Cage now?
He might.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, did you see The Cage in
Yeah.
Con Air?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh man, I was trapped in the cage.
All right, so final verdict for the Lonely Hearts Book Club. We're gonna say a
Yeah,
tentative
check it out.
thumbs up for this
Did
one.
you
that
say
it-
10 thumbs up?
I said a tentative thumbs
Oh.
up because we haven't read it, but based on the premise and based on the writing samples and this weird groovy picture,
Yeah.
I say it deserves it. Check it out.
Man, that guy's face.
Check out The
That kid's
Cage. It's
face.
going to be on the
O'Malley's
podcast
face.
display, so
Yeah.
snatch it up. And if you don't live in Wellsville and you live in another
STLS,
STLS
man.
system, put a hold on it.
Yeah.
We'll send it your way. Woo!
8 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
All the books gives it 2 thumbs.
Exciting stuff. All right, let's talk library news, buddy. What do you have
Yeah,
going
we
on?
gotta close out.
I know we do. Well, I'll tell you that my book clubs, as I mentioned,
on.
are reading.
Sorry, it's just
No, go ahead.
Ben's back.
Oh.
He needs cash for the taxi.
Jeez.
Do you have cash?
I gave you Roger was supposed to give you the cash already.
Wait, Roger, you didn't have that jacket
Where's
when
he
you came
going?
in.
What?
Okay, you just bought Roger a new jacket, Nick.
Ridiculous.
Great.
Is that my chapstick?
You can't give him
Roger.
cash. You have to give him checks made out to very
Money
specific
orders,
people.
yeah. Ridiculous.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Sorry, Ben. Can
that's
you
all
just
right.
walk?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben's gone.
He's gonna go. Okay.
All right. No, leave the guitar.
Book clubs are currently reading Love May Fail
Sure are.
by Matthew Quick.
I've already finished it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
After that, we're going to be reading 44 Scotland Street by Alexander McCall Smith.
Why?
Who, mark your calendars, folks, because he's going to be here live in person October 20th.
Yeah.
Saying thanks to sponsorships from the Friends of the Library and Houghton College.
What if you hadn't said live? If you had just said in person,
Well, that'd be creepy.
like
would
the
have kind of a
Hamilton
creepy-
pistols we're gonna have,
Yeah,
just
kind of a creepy-
replicas. Of
Well, thank you for mentioning the History Week.
You're
coming
welcome.
up. We're going to have talks in the auditorium. We're going to have the Hamilton Pistols replicas here on display.
Other displays
We're going
too,
to have
right?
displays from all over the county. So that's History Week.
Yeah.
And that starts, let me look at a calendar here. The 21st of September, the displays will be up in the exhibition room. So check that out.
Also, go ahead and don't forget you can buy your 2017 Hamilton calendars, fall
sure.
calendars.
We got our first concert of the, what are we in, fall? Of the fall season.
Yeah.
Double shot.
Pew, pew!
It's a duo.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. I'm really excited about this concert. So that's the 15th, Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Yeah. How many shots do you think you can take before you get a little
I can't.
too out of it?
Couldn't even look at it.
Oh, right, because you don't have a liver
Right,
anymore.
no.
So yeah, I can do a couple, but I have. Look at me. I don't have a lot of
no.
body weight
You're
to
tiny.
ratio out
Yeah.
with the alcohol.
Reese Witherspoon could drink you under the table.
She really could.
That's how.
After
little you
about 3 shots, I'm telling you, I'm sorry for all the mean things I've ever said to you.
Wow, that's all it takes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look you up.
Just
all
get,
right.
Anything else in the
That's
world
it
of
for me.
adults going on?
No, that's the big stuff. We got the concert. We got McCall Smith. We got my book
All
clubs.
right, this is the week where everything starts up again. September 13th is when we start our weekly after-school card game. So if you are a teen listening to this podcast, 1, good for you, expanding your
seriously.
mind.
Yeah.
2, if you
Tell your friends.
know teens who are interested in playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, Magic cards, Naruto cards, bring them around 3 o'clock on Tuesdays. We'll have other kids with their cards. So if you're looking for new duel opponents, here they are. Are you? You're not looking for a new duel opponent. You've got
No.
enough right now.
Yeah,
You're big
that's
into
fine.
Yu-Gi-Oh? Is that right?
No, you're making that up.
Pokemon.
No, I haven't played any of those. I'm
right.
sorry.
Every Wednesday at 5:30, we have our weekly teen anime club. So come on to that. I had Mod Podged out with manga
Okay.
panels, and a bunch of the kids brought their binders, and they Mod Podged their binders, so they were all manga-tized.
Oh.
So now we got some cool kids across the street over at
Wow.
that school walking
Okay.
around with their new Assassination Classroom and Tokyo Ghoul binders. And all the kids are gonna be like, "Where'd you get that sweet Tokyo Ghoul binder?" And they're like, "I made it at Teen Anime Club. It's the
Wow.
coolest place on earth."
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we just showed the Jungle Book. So
Yeah, with a great turnout too. That was
October 7th will be our next after-school movie. That's going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Out of the Shadows, starring Steve Armel. Not Steve Armel. Is it Steve?
Exciting. Yeah.
Green Arrow?
Steven. is
Stephen
what-
Armel
Yeah.
as Casey Jones,
Yeah.
which is obviously the name. But also, I'm kind of excited to see Tyler Perry as a Baxter.
Baxter, yeah.
Because it looks like he said he based him off of Neil deGrasse Tyson. But
That's
like
funny.
a absurd Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Right.
So I'm kind of excited to see
Yeah.
that. I just watched, it was the second to last episode of Key and Peele. And they did a bit with Neil deGrasse Tyson getting out of chores by explaining the universe. And it just cracked me up.
Sounds good.
So I think that's what's going on.
Yeah.
So we've
Okay.
got, if you're interested in reading Ghostopolis and telling us how you thought about it, we got that all set as well.
Yeah, you got your passive book club program.
Yeah. And then it's September, so this is also when all like the YA books are coming out.
Yep.
So you're looking for the new stuff, we got it. So
All right.
anything else?
No, I think that's it.
A lot of stuff going on in October.
Yeah.
October's going to be a busy month.
Yeah, it is going to be
So
big.
September
All right.
kind of is like a slow burn to
Well, we're kind of getting back into the swing
Yeah.
of things after the summer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in. Remember
Yeah.
to rate us on iTunes.
Yeah.
You follow us on Twitter at All the
Yeah.
Book Show.
Sorry.
Facebook's David A. Howe Public Library. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us at SoundCloud.com/allthebooks. We're on YouTube Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock on the Angelica radio station 92.7.
Sure
You can tune
Hi,
in
Angelica.
there too. Hi, Angelica listeners. Hope you're enjoying your Wednesday night.
Yeah.
The rest of you, whenever you're listening to this, I hope you're enjoying that period of your
Yeah.
life as well.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for making us a part of this.
Part of your lives.
We'll see you next time.